Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Life Philosophy, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories, struggles, and timeless wisdom that shape our journeys. I'm your host, and today I've got a story that's going to hit close to home for anyone who's ever felt the burning itch of ambition, the kind that keeps you up at night, wondering if you're doing enough, fast enough. So grab a cozy spot, maybe a cup of tea, and let's journey together into the tale of a young man with big dreams and an even bigger hurry to achieve them. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack here, and by the end, you might just see your own reflection in his story. Our story begins with this young man. Let's call him Arjun, a name that evokes a warrior's spirit, fitting for someone with such fierce determination. Arjun was the kind of person who didn't just dream, he dreamed big. He wanted to build empires, create legacies, and leave a mark on the world. But here's the catch. He wanted it all yesterday. Time, to him, was a relentless thief, always slipping through his fingers. "I don't have forever," he'd mutter to himself, pacing restlessly. "I need to make it happen now." And so, he threw himself into his pursuits, with everything he had. He worked late into the night, chased every opportunity, and pushed himself beyond limits. But no matter how hard he tried, success, true, soul-fulfilling success, remained just out of reach. He'd get small wins here and there, sure, but never the grand victory he craved. Each failure felt like a punch to the gut, leaving him frustrated, questioning, "Where am I going wrong? Why can't I move faster than everyone else?" I think we've all been there at some point, haven't we? That moment when you're staring at your goals, feeling like you're sprinting on a treadmill. Lots of effort, but no real distance covered. It's exhausting. And for Arjun, it was heartbreaking. But here's where the story takes a turn. One day, after yet another setback, a flicker of realization dawned on him. Maybe, just maybe, it wasn't about working harder, but working smarter. Maybe there were rules, secrets, hidden pathways to success that he hadn't yet discovered. And with that thought, a new mission began. To find someone who could show him the way. Enter the master, a Buddhist monk, renowned far and wide for his wisdom and simplicity. Picture this: a serene ashram nestled in the hills, the air thick with peace, and at its heart, a man whose very presence seems to slow down time. Arjun's friend had told him about this monk, saying, "He's the one who can unravel life's toughest knots with just a few words." So, without a second thought, Arjun made his way to the ashram. He bowed before the master, his heart pounding with hope, and poured out his story. "Master," he said, voice trembling with urgency, "my dreams are vast. I want to achieve so much, but I need to do it quickly. I've tried everything, yet I keep falling short. I believe there are secrets to success. I don't know. Can you teach me? I promise to follow your guidance with all my heart." The monk, with eyes that seemed to see right through Arjun's soul, nodded slowly. There was a quiet intensity in his gaze, a knowing smile on his lips. And then, in a voice as steady as a mountain, he said, "Young man, I see the fire in you. Today, I will share 8 rules, principles that, if followed with unwavering faith, can help you achieve a decade's worth of dreams in mere months. But remember, success is not just in the destination, it's in how you walk the path." Let me pause here and say, isn't it incredible how sometimes the right words from the right person can feel like a lifeline? That's what this moment was for Arjun. And as the master began to speak, each rule felt like a key unlocking a door Arjun didn't even know existed. Let's dive into a few of these teachings, because I think they're gold for all of us. First, the master said, open your mind to possibility. Convince yourself that, yes, it can be done. A year's work in a month. A decade's in 10 months. Believe it before you see it. The mind is where victories are first won. He shared a story of a student who, despite neglecting studies all year, immersed himself so deeply in the final month before exams that he astonished everyone with his results. If he can do it, the master asked, why not you? I love this. It reminds me of how often we limit ourselves before even starting, thinking, oh, that's impossible. But what if we just believed? The second rule hit harder. Disappear for 6 months. The master's voice grew firm here. Forget friends, relatives, distractions. Lock yourself away with your goals. Be selfish for your dreams. If relationships falter, so be it. 6 months is nothing compared to a lifetime of regret. Ouch, right? But there's truth here. I remember a time in my own life when I had to say no to social plans for weeks to focus on a project. It was lonely, but those weeks built something I'm still proud of today. Sometimes, disappearing is the kindest thing you can do for your future self. Then came the third rule. Find the right master. Not just anyone, but someone who's already at the peak of what you aspire to be. Why stumble through years of trial and error, the monk asked, when you can learn from someone who's walked the path and faced every obstacle you will? This resonates so deeply. Think about it. How often do we waste time learning from half-hearted mentors when we could seek out the best? The master went on, laying out more rules, setting clear, challenging yet achievable goals. No more than 3 priorities, he insisted. Crafting detailed plans broken into daily tasks. Building unshakable discipline, taking personal responsibility, and never stopping the quest to learn and adapt. Each rule was a building block, and as Arjun listened, you could almost feel the shift in him. It wasn't just about speed anymore. It was about strategy, focus, and faith in the process. The emotional climax came when the master looked straight into Arjun's eyes and said, "Success is not a gift of knowledge or talent alone. It bows to relentless effort. Many know much, but few do much. Be the one who does." Arjun felt tears prick his eyes. For the first time, he wasn't just chasing time. He was learning to wield it. The weight of his failures lifted, replaced by a quiet resolve. He wasn't lacking. He just needed the right map. And now, he had it. As I reflect on this story, I can't help but feel a lump in my throat. Arjun's journey is ours, isn't it? That impatience, that fear of not being enough, that desperate hunger to prove something to ourselves, to the world. But the Master's teachings remind us that true success isn't a race against the clock. It's about clarity, discipline, and sometimes the courage to step away from the noise and focus on what truly matters. So I ask you, dear listener, what's one rule from today that you can apply right now? Maybe it's believing in the impossible, or disappearing for a while to focus. Take a moment to think about it. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a thought from the Master that lingers with me. Dreams are not killed by failure, but by the habit of saying tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Let that sink in. And until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and remember, you've got more power than you think to shape your path. This is Life Philosophy, signing off with a heart full of hope for your journey. See you soon.